the truck Ajushis must have memorized their way to SM Entertainment Building.
Man, truck company खोलनी पड़ेगी.
I'm Sophia.
I'm Zara.
What are we doing today?
Today, it's all about the girl groups, fourth gen girl groups face off battle time. But before we get into all of that, we are NoonaTalk, a podcast where we talk about K-pop, K-drama, K-culture, K-beauty. We are here on YouTube every alternate week now that we are in our new season 3 format. We are also on all podcasting platforms like Apple, Spotify, Amazon, so you can listen to us and you don't just have to watch us. But if you are watching us, remember to like this video and subscribe to stay updated with all our new releases. We also do reactions and we also have a great series called K-drama or K-flop, so check that out. Playlists are available. Also follow us on Instagram at NoonaTalk, exactly like it sounds, for like other fun content like food, giveaways, me reacting to your terrible opinions, because some of you just have that. Don't worry. You know who you are. Okay, girl group, let's go.
Let's go. Okay, so fourth gen I think has been the era of girl groups, especially since like the past 2-3 years. We've just seen girl groups dominate.
Explode.
And I think last year especially was just crazy. Like all the awards, all the charts. I think Melon charts are just like these 5 artists that they've just nestled at the top, and nobody's leaving.
The way that is so true. So we have a list of roughly who the groups we are looking at.
We're just looking
Um,
at the top ones, okay? If you're like Nubu or like mid, then we're not interested. But
yeah,
if you
I know we
are
don't have time.
interested, then let us know in the comments who your favorite fourth gen girl group are. Like, a lot of we don't listen to as many as most people do. We just listen to the popular ones because we're like basic K-pop fans.
The ones we'll be discussing today are going to be Sserafim, NewJeans, XG, Kepler, NMIXX, G-Idle, uh, Baby Monster,
ITZY,
and ITZY's fourth gen?
yeah, ITZY and IVE also.
Oh, Ive. ITZY and Ive. So there's
Okay,
a lot of people that we are discussing today, and we're basically looking at the metrics of how they've performed so far,
how
um,
we like them.
how we personally like them, and who is gonna make it.
Like who's not gonna last long, who's already falling off because some of them are, and who is, who's gonna make it?
I'll just
Okay,
ask.
let's start with G-Idle because I think G-Idle and ITZY are one of the oldest, and we'll start with G-Idle because I think they've had a very interesting, like they've had one of the most interesting fourth-gen careers where they started really at a big high, and then like one of the members, Sujin, had a bullying scandal, and a lot happened, and they left, and everyone thought that they're gonna fall off, and then they came back with Tomboy last year, and ever since then they have been killing it. Like on the charts, on the awards, everyone's talking about it. They're doing their first English collaboration with 88 Rising. They're going on their world tour in Southeast Asia and America. Like I think G Idol have suddenly gotten new life. But like, what are your personal thoughts on G Idols?
Not particularly. I think some of them are obviously really good, but for me, there are more misses than there are hits.
I like it. Again, like I don't like all of their music. I don't listen to all of their B-sides, but I do think they have there's really good music. Like, and they have a very strong like musical identity. Like if you hear a song, you know it's G Idol. And on top of that, I
Hmm.
think they're vocally very good. And for me, what really like makes them stand out is they're completely self-producing and self-writing, and like it's very message centric and very like female. It's not just female domination, but it's like self-confidence and
Hmm.
self-belief and breaking away with like whatever archetypes of a good girl is. So I really
Hmm.
appreciate.
ITZY. Okay. ITZY is one of those groups for me. Again, like I feel like G-Idle and ITZY for me are sort of on the cusp of third and fourth. So they've had some of the push from like Blackpink pushing them, like, the fact that girl groups were still a thing.
I
And
mean, girl groups
then,
have always been a thing, but yeah, I get what
but
you
like push wise, and I feel like ITZY for me has definitely tapered off. Like, Where are they? I don't even like.
Yeah.
If somebody asked me what is their last like album name or something,
But yeah, I agree. Where like ITZY had such a high, like they started with Dala Dala, they had like Wannabe, which was the biggest hit ever.
oh
And
god,
then after that,
everywhere.
yeah, and they were like so known for their performances and all of that. Like they were the it girl group for a while, and they had a cute teen crush concept as well, which is like self confidence, self love, similar but like a fast food version of it. And they
Hmm.
have just, I've stopped being interested. Like I'm not looking forward to what ITZY is gonna do next. Like that doesn't intrigue
Yeah,
me
yeah.
anymore.
Like I think after the first couple of releases, it became either stale or just maybe didn't get pushed the right way. I don't really know how to pinpoint what happened. I know for like it's not necessarily music I enjoy, so I know I haven't also gone seeking to hear what it was, because if it's not
Hmm.
intrigued me like two or three times in a row, then I'm just not. I'm going to stop. Who do you want to go
So
next?
moving on to aespa, who
Oh,
debuted
you were
in
saying it. We
2020,
didn't
which was like,
we didn't even mention aespa in the list.
oh, you did.
Did I? Okay, sorry. I don't remember saying it.
Okay, no, you did. I remember. Yeah, aespa debuted in 2020, which is like an awful time to debut.
Hmm.
Or did they debut in 2019? Like basically, their first year when they were supposed to be like booming was COVID era, which is both a blessing and a curse because we were all like chronologically online, so you know everyone was
2020.
checking out their music. But they came out with a bang. They had like Black Mamba, which went super viral. Then they came out with Next Level, which is just, I think, one of the most iconic songs and a very defining song of this generation. They've not had like they haven't had a fall off, but they've definitely like their fame, like at one point it was just aespa that everybody talked about, but they've taken kind of a back seat. They're still like million sellers, they're still touring, they're doing Coachella, they're doing everything, but I think there's a huge gap between their comebacks. And again, it's up there, but it's not like wowing anymore. I also think they've
Hmm.
done away with their like weird eye concept, which I don't know how the fans feel about it and how what it means for their identity.
Correct. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I feel like they really got pushed because of their AI version concept thing that was unique
Hmm.
at the time, and it was very like, what, where do you go with this? So I think there
Yeah.
were a lot of eyes on them because of that. They were also this like big SM group, so that was
Hmm.
like a big thing as well. But all of those elements, if you take away, I think like I don't really see them making much noise nowadays. You're right, they haven't
Hmm.
tapered. They have reduced. They've not disappeared, but they have tapered down. And I can't tell if it's because of popularity or if it's because of SM's internal issues.
I mean, this is just a personal opinion. I don't think they're very strong performers, but they're very good singers. But they don't, their music isn't very vocally heavy. Like Red Velvet had a very vocally challenging and interesting sound. So they're very strong singers, as most SM artists are, but their music isn't highlighting that. And they're
Hmm.
not very dancing forward. Like they have iconic dances, but they're not like performers like that. So,
They have iconic dance moves, but they're not
huh,
iconic dancers.
dancers.
Hmm.
So smart. But
Yeah, so I
personally, do
feel
you
like,
like their music or not?
yeah, no, I don't. I really don't. It's not something I've ever enjoyed. It's something that I've kept a track of because again, it was just viral, right? Like when Next
Hmm.
Level came out, everywhere it was Next Level. Yeah, I was just gonna do that as well. It's just one of those things, but it's not something I enjoy. What about do you like them?
I really like Next Level. Like I like a few songs. Like the cover of Dreams Come True was really nice. Again, I feel like they're vocally very good. So I enjoy listening to their music, but it's nothing too memorable apart from like I think Next Level, Black Mama, and Savage. In my mind, those are like still iconic, but
Hmm.
the others not as much.
I'm very confused about how I feel about Ive. Like I just feel such conflicting emotions because some of their songs are absolute bops. Like I really enjoy them. All the others I cannot even listen to. Like it's really wow or a really no
Hmm.
for me. But just speaking about what the growth and everything that I've seen so far, I think they're being like honestly internally sabotaged is what I feel. Like I feel like there's mismanagement
Oh,
going on. I don't know how to pinpoint it.
constants.
Exactly. That's what I mean. I'm so conflicted with how I feel about it. But like every time I see them, I just feel like they're being not pushed right, or maybe they're being given concepts that they want them to do which they're not able to fulfill. I think like other concepts might suit them better. I can't even say like what might suit them better, but what they're being given, I don't think showcases them to the best of their abilities. I think they have powerhouses of singers, but it's just
Hmm.
I'm not sure if it's the company at fault, or is it just it's a bad grouping maybe. I'm not sure.
Interesting. I had no idea you had such thoughts about IU.
I don't.
Yeah, so I think IU brings us into the post iZone boom, like all these members who went into different girl groups, and iZone was so big, nobody thought that their members would go on to like it's called the produce curse, where once after the big produce group disbands, whatever groups they go into kind of fade away. But I think this generation kind of broke away, and I
Proves that time, yeah.
with Won Young, and but it's Starship, and I think Starship doesn't have a great record, doesn't always have a great record with like groups, but their producers are doing something really good. So I think the title tracks really hit for me. So for me,
Mm.
I is their title tracks, and for me, I actually enjoy their packaging or whatever, the MVs and all of that. It works really well with what they're showcasing, and they've kind of stayed at the top. Like they came out with 11, which was like it was number one. Then I think what is the other track?
Afterlife.
Love Dive was
Oh, Love Dive
huge.
was
Love Dive
really
was
good. Yeah.
shorty
Sorry,
on the
wow,
last year.
completely forgot about that.
Yeah. And then Afterlife was great. The new album I Am is okay, but I do like the title track, but I forget. But
The thing
that's
with
still
I,
good.
they've been very
Hmm.
consistent. Like I feel like they've not been insanely high, but they've also never dropped after like a certain point. Like they're always
Hmm.
yahan yahin pe chal raha hai. Like it's not gone below this,
Yeah.
because I think they've been constantly putting music out, so it's never out of
Yeah.
your mind.
And
And
they're
like
always there doing things.
hmm,
Like, they're at a fashion show, they're doing MCing, like all of the members keep doing things. But let's get into Kepler. No, Kepler was so weird because obviously they came from that, what is the
girls
show
triple
called?
nine.
Girls Triple Nine was super popular. Everyone was super into it. It was like one of the biggest shows of last year. And then they came out with like they started really high and they got all the awards. And I think this year we just don't know where Kepler is. What are they doing? Apparently, there's a lot of internal conflict. Something's going on.
Oh, is there?
Like
Okay.
we don't know, but everyone says like Wake One, the parent company, is not like doing what they're supposed to be doing. Fans are unhappy.
Okay. Yeah, no, I think I did watch Girls Planet a little bit. Like I didn't follow it, but I did know, and I did watch the finale all the way through. And I was okay. I was whelmed by their music,
Hmm.
which was fine. And I know like they were very, very popular when it came out, and their debut was very anticipated. Um, who knows where they've gone? Who knows?
Yeah, right. I
It's
feel like
giving,
I
I'll tell you
think
what it's giving. It's giving those two members of NCT who were in the dungeon.
but yeah, I don't know where Kepler is going, and I think the company also doesn't care because now they have ZB1, a boy group, which is doing incredibly well, and this is a group that's gonna disband very soon. So I think everyone's kind of just done.
Waiting it out. Yeah, it really does feel like
Hmm.
Kepler members are just sort of waiting out their contracts to then go and join other groups and companies, companies and groups,
Hmm.
which is a sad state of affairs. But like, I mean, debut to kara and
Hmm.
mix.
Yeah, so this is like the next JYP group, and if you talk about it, you'll see where there's like a certain similarity between ITZY and NMIXX. But
Oh, okay.
in terms of like where their career is going, but I'll start with like NMIXX was very anticipated and they came up with like this mix pop concept which aespa was doing already. So JYP was like, oh no, let's like call it something and call it our own. And they are like NMIXX is an actual powerhouse group. Like they're actually very strong performers. They're very good singers. They have like a lot going for them, and they're very popular as well. But the music.
Yeah, no, I was waiting for that. I was waiting. I was like, अभी तो चल रहा है, pros चल रहा है. Where is the con? No, for me, NMIXX, I don't know how to explain. I think I didn't understand it. Like when it first came out, I was like, how is this the actual song you're releasing?
Hmm.
Because the music was awful. Like it was genuinely,
Unlistenable,
yeah.
personally.
Like I think there's a lot of really bad NMIXX music out there, but like Tank comes to mind all the time. Like I just use it as my,
100%.
yeah, it's just awful benchmark of like awful music out there. They have, however, either they've got new producers, either they've changed, like they figured out that this was just clearly not working.
Left the mix pop concept.
Yeah, because their
Completely
latest songs,
abandoned. Like now they're
thank
like,
God.
हम R&D हैं.
Thank God for that, because whatever they are now releasing sounds like a different group. Honestly,
Yeah.
like I remember hearing an NMIXX song and I'm completely like forgetting the name, but it was, I was like, oh, who is this? And
Nothing like this. Maybe. That's
okay,
their
yeah.
newest song, yeah.
Yeah, and somebody answered NMIXX and I was like, Pusha, how can it be?
I feel like, yeah, I think the thing with NMIXX is very interesting because they came out with this awful music. Personally, I hated it, but they did get a very strong following because of that. Because like it was niche, right? And that niche group of people really went for them, and they were like, "Oh my god, we love NMIXX," and that became their fandom. And then they did a complete 180, switched it up completely. So now it's kind of everyone's kind of questioning. And what happened is because a lot of people didn't like them initially, they're not checking out their newer music. So those people are already like they have a mind block against NMIXX. But the people who were listening to them are not interested in them anymore. But they are still doing well, and they also have this like suspicious, okay, where they have some incredible album sales and no other metric that shows that they have a
Hmm.
fan base big enough, which is very suspicious. But yeah, I don't know what. I don't think things are going well for NMIXX, and I think it's similar to what happened with ITZY, where they had a strong concept, and now it's just like
Like
where is
no,
this
for me
going?
NMIXX felt more floundering. Like the initial releases felt like they were just sort of grabbing onto whatever was the trend at the time and hoping
Trend.
it's like throwing everything at the wall and hoping something will stick. But yeah.
But moving on to another power performing group, XG.
Okay, XG was again a shock to me. Like I
Came out of
just,
nowhere.
yeah. And I haven't really looked into their members, but either they have been incredible vocal training, or are they older members? Like because this the
They
stability
are
of that
old.
voice. Oh, okay.
Hmm.
Okay.
Like
The
in
stability
their
in the voice
early
is there.
20s. There are younger members as well, but I think the oldest is like to 23, 24, like that age is also
That is
there.
older.
But I think NG is interesting because it's technically a Japanese company which is making a K-pop theme. Like it's a K-pop group basically. It's promoting in K-pop spheres. It's operating like a K-pop group, but it's also all their music is in English and they're targeting a global audience. So I think that's all just gimmicks.
But even with gimmicks, what looks like it is working.
It is. And I think what they've done really well is the marketing. Like they're very, I think, again, and this is maybe what was lacking in some of the groups we talked about, where they have this very strong identity of like a very 90s inspired R&B group with these very established rappers who are doing, like they keep promoting them a lot. They keep like covering very famous artists. Like they did a TLC the other day. So yeah, I think they're gonna have, they feel like whatever their company is or whatever is gonna, they're gonna have stability until something goes like crazy wrong. It's gonna be like not the number one, but like they're gonna be consistent at maybe number five. So that's always
Hmm. Okay. Next. Let's
um
Seraphim.
yeah. So Le Sserafim was again another Izone post Izone group, and they were also Hyde's first girl group, which is like the most anticipated, I think, girl group, one of the most anticipated girl group releases of all time.
Yeah, I don't
So
I don't just think it was the fact that it was hype. It was also just like, I think because of the iZone members as well,
It was
and every
everything.
it was just
And
it
there was
was
a lot
so
of lore
competitive.
around. Hmm.
Yeah, there was a lot of that going on, and of course, it's also attracted a lot of controversy with Kim Garam leaving and everything.
So,
So
which I
let's
think kind of worked in their favor. Not gonna lie,
honestly,
like
yeah,
a lot
yeah.
of eyes came on them because they were on the news.
Exactly, exactly. So I think like
And
Le Sserafim has just sort of always been in the sphere. Like there's never been a point where you've not thought about Le Sserafim since they've been out.
yeah, and from what I've seen, they've only been growing. Like they came out with Fearless, did great, top the charts. Anti-Fragile did great, top the charts. Unforgiven, not that great, but they've been promoting Eve Bluebeard's wife, whatever that entire song is, which has been like they are re-promoting it. It's back on the charts. It's back in every, and they're doing like remixes and all of that. So I think they have a very strong brand identity and also a very like the marketing is good. Of course, they already have eyes on them, but they make you stay.
You're not getting rid of them, and like they've
Hmm.
been on an upward thing only. Like they've not had a dip yet.
Of course, that is
Like
true.
despite major controversy, despite all of that backlash and everything that went on,
Hmm.
which has affected other groups, and to happen so soon after debut.
Yeah, like a month,
So
not even a month,
yeah,
like weeks.
so to power through that and then still
Hmm.
continue is great.
Where do you think they're going? Like, are they going to sustain or are
Oh,
they going to like?
no, yeah, absolutely. Like, if I think of like a group that will, if I may be so bold, take like be the next Blackpink, I would say Le Sserafim would be that. Like, I would,
Oh,
because I think they are the right blend of not necessarily like right now there's no one individual that steps out and you're like, oh, that's the reason why. There's no one person carrying the group.
hmm.
It's the group as a whole right now, and I think they have a wide appeal as well, like a mass appeal
Hmm.
going for them. So for me, like, I think popularity wise I do think of them as a new Blackpink right now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Bold, bold statement considering the group we're going to be talking about next
Is
is
my
the other
actual
hype
favorite.
group. Is the
Like that's
other
the group
hype.
I actually like.
No, not just favorite, but I think in terms of popularity, I think everyone was expecting La Seraphim, the new hype girl group, but like NewJeans came and swept it off the park. Like NewJeans were like, we are here. They just like I remember, like, do you remember where you were when attention dropped? Because like there's a new hype group with a video, or like what is going on? And it was
Yeah, no, I
obviously
definitely remember. I had been waiting ever since our door got announced. I followed
with the
everything that they were doing
bunnies and everything. Yeah.
with that like really fun graphic that they had like a really
Mhm.
stellar graphic team from the get
The
go.
get-go. 100%.
And the fact that they backed it up with incredible music is just a bonus, honestly.
Just getting into them and like where they are right now. I feel like they attention came chart topping. Hype Boy came. Hype Boy just left the melon charts like right now. It's been almost a year. Then since then they released Ditto and OMG, and I think those are definitely winning Song of the Year like Ditto or OMG. Who I do. They're equally good. And apart from that, the new song Super Shy is the third entry in the Billboard Hot 100 chart at number 66, which is crazy. Like considering they don't have that big a fandom yet. Like they are popular, but they don't have that fandom, and they are just incredible. And I think what really stands out for them, the music is very good and different and fun, but their branding is just
Branding is in
out
their marketing, and branding is
out of
so
the
well done.
world.
I agree. I absolutely agree because of the way that they have also done trend chasing, but in a really clever way. Where right now 90s nostalgia is at a immense high. Y2K is everywhere, and to
Hmm.
be back piggybacking off of that is such a clever idea, but do it so well for
Well,
Super
yeah.
Shy is just
Hmm.
fantastic. And that again brings me to like things like other groups that we've mentioned so far who have awful merchandise. They just have real, like, I'm sorry, you cannot sell me athleisure in plain black and get me excited for it.
The Seraphim.
We all knew it. I was trying not to shame them. What do you think about all our girl groups that we've listed so far? Have we missed anyone? I think we've covered like a fairly extensive list, but I'm sure
Of
there
the
are people
popular ones, yeah.
of the very popular ones. Yeah, we don't care about no
Mhm.
Nugu groups on this list. Come on. But let us know in the comments below. Do you agree? Do you think I saying let's Seraphim are going to be the new Blackpink, or Sophia saying that NewJeans is going to be the new Blackpink? Who's more accurate?
So let's see who like does what and where what does this mean for these groups right now who are doing
Mm.
pretty well.
We will be back with a brand new episode in exactly 2 weeks. Until then, I was Zara.
And I was Sophia. We'll see you next time.